It is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. All right. I'm so happy when big stars who change teams in the offseason, they struggle at first. That's not what I'm happy about. I'm happy when they start to turn the corner, and maybe it's feeling that way with Pete Alonso, who's had a good couple of days, but a great one on Monday night. They erased a huge deficit, came back and won, but it was more than that. It's where his go-ahead home run, and I believe the seventh inning landed. Were you watching this when it happened?
I was. That's incredible.
For people that are audio only, it's a dude wearing a polar bear head in the outfield stands. Incredible.
Did he catch that barehanded?
I get it.
Where's the ball? Hold on. Where's the ball?
No, I think it dropped.
Okay, that makes it worse. That was great, though. What a game, by the way. The Diamondbacks just play like the most outrageous games all the time. And It's like they're either giving up a massive lead or they're coming back to win, scoring a bunch of runs. But this was awesome. Jeremiah Jackson, a couple bombs with a granny as well. And then Pete. This is the type of game I always talk about, like as a player, you come back, you tie the game, or you're down one, whatever it is. But that go-ahead homer, like late in the innings when you're the home team, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah. By the way, it did look like the polar bear had to go down and get it. I think that's the dude who leads the spraying in the outfield when they do the extra base hits. If I'm not mistaken, O's fans, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Is he part of the organization?
I mean, I don't know if I think he's part of he might be the guy who organized hey, let's spray a hose on everybody who, after we get an extra base hit sort of deal. So let me know. I just had the game on visually. I wasn't listening to the sound. So help us out a little bit there in the comments. But that was a great moment. So cool. Would you wear a polar bear head for 9 innings at a game? If you were into it, I don't think so either.
No, not at all. I'm not like a mask guy. I don't think I've ever worn a Halloween mask either.
Ever?
I don't think so. Like there's just too much on the face. Have you?
I'll let you know a little secret. We went to Disney World when I was probably 11 or 12. Like my whole family went, including my sister who had just gotten married, my brother who had just gotten married, whole bit. And I had one of those masks that looks real. You tuck it into the shirt and it looks, and I walked around, it was a bald head, and I would just sit on benches next to people and they would get up and leave. This was the early 80s. So people had no sensitivity whatsoever for people. Yeah. It was strange.
You were messing with people?
Yeah.
Was it Halloween?
Nope. It was the holidays. It was
That's
December.
like creepy, dude. You're a creep.
Oh, it was. I was like 11.
Oh, you were 11.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like 30. Dude.
I'll have to get the picture. The mask I nicknamed it Face.
At least you got over that phase and you became like a regular person. That's nice.
Yeah. Thanks. Let's get to it. Speaking of great games, one of the craziest of the year, maybe the craziest, happened in the Boogie Down between the Angels and the Yankees as the teams combined for 21 runs. It took a walk-off wild pitch for New York to win the game 11-10. But I think the final score is kind of the sidebar to what was the main show between a pair of guys who have multiple MVPs.
I'll go that way. Deep to left. See ya. There's your answer. Boy, he must feel pretty good with that. Mike Trout.
And there goes the ball. Trout sends one deep into the night. He's done it again. Mike Trout with his second home run. An absolute blast. And at long last, the Angels have taken the lead.
Every time he comes to the Bronx, man, he puts on a show. I hate to see it, but it's fun competing against a guy like that.
Yeah, that was a jovial Aaron Judge throwing bouquets at Mike Trout. So they each had multiple homers. Trout had 5 ribs. Judge had a pair of solo shots. I mean, it was one of those moments where you're like, I'm so happy I'm around to see these guys play. And Trout, we know he's not the player that he was the first 6-7 years of his career. But I think to come back and have moments like that, 120 miles from where he grew up, made it great.
I would say don't write him off just yet, Chris. He started that well. I know he had a little bit of a spell, but like this is the type of stuff that he can do. I mean, as of right now, 400 on base. He's already got 4 homers. Like, let's chill on Trout. But yeah, they were mentioning this on the broadcast about, this is a game that you'll be able to tell people you were at. I saw Aaron Judge and Mike Trout going back and forth with homers, and like it is special when you see these two guys because they're 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, and I don't know, there's something about like Mike Trout passing the baton to Aaron Judge and him kind of being now the best player in the American League. It was awesome to see.
And they both got a little chin music in their at bats, and then they go deep. And, for Trout, that really hits home based on what happened against the Mariners earlier this year. And then for him to go out and, oh, God, I'd love to. He's never going to get back to what he was. I'm sorry. He just won't. But in 2022, he did hit 40 homers, and that was in 119 games. He was a 6-WAR player that year. He has really, really slipped. Like, I want to see him get to 100 WAR. He's close to 89.
I mean, Chris, he's at right now. I'm looking at his baseball reference page. He's at 1 B WAR, and we're 16 games into the season. So,
Yeah.
like, hey, man, like, let's not write this guy off. If he's healthy, he's good.
Okay, I guess so. I do want to read this stat from the great Sarah Langs, who said this was the 4th game in which 2 multi-time MVPs at the time of the game had multi-homer games. The others to do it was 1956, Roy Campanella and Stan Musial. And then twice in the 62 season, Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle did it as teammates. So that's pretty neat.
You don't think he can get back to 2022 numbers, which is 40. He only had 80 runs driven in, but again, you mentioned 119 games. Like, do you think he can? Okay, let's just do it this way. OPS over 950 this year.
Do I think he can get there?
Yeah.
That's a big ask.
It's big. I know.
So what was he that year? Was it 950?
He was 999, which is crazy.
Well, because he hit 40 homers in
40.
20 games.
I understand that. I'm saying, can he do that? Really, what got him one dot early in his career was his on-base percentage as well.
Right.
Like, you got to have both to do that. Right now, he's sitting right at 400. I think that's the biggest ask.
Yeah.
I think he still has the power stroke there, so I think he can hit homers. That's the biggest thing to me. I'd say no to 950, but I'd say yes to 900.
That's a huge no. I hope, God, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Even last year, didn't he hit 26 homers in 130 plus games?
Yes. But look, even before that, 2023, 858, 2024, 867. That's not too far off from 9. That's a couple. That's a good couple weeks.
You're right.
So I'd like to see it.
So why do you? I want to write down and ask the question the way I wrote it because I struggled with it, and maybe it's not a good question. So we'll try it out. Why do people feel for Mike Trout in terms of not reaching the playoffs, but they roast Aaron Judge for a perceived lack of October production? First of all, do you think
those are 2 different things?
Yeah, I know.
2 complete. I get the sentiment here. 2 completely different things because one is Mike Trout really not being, and this is going to sound crazy because at one point it was him, Pujols, and Ohtani on one team, but he really hasn't been surrounded with the kind of help that Aaron Judge has had in New York. Like, they haven't went out and signed a Max Fried or a Garrett Cole or a CC Sabathia, and you could go on and on about guys the Yankees have signed that the Angels just haven't done. They haven't. Pitching has been the biggest thing. They put some bats in the lineup. There's no doubt about that. Most of those are from the draft, but they haven't surrounded him with enough pitching to get to the playoffs. So that's that. There's that. And as far as Judge not really coming up big in the playoffs, I mean, I don't know. It's just a New York thing, dude. Like, we talk about on this show all the time, statistically during the regular season, he's already put himself among some of the greatest Yankees of all time, but that's not really how Yankee fans judge their players. It's how many rings do you got? what have you done? What did you do in the biggest moments? And he hasn't got that yet. And there's still time for him, but I think those are the reasons, man. I think it's fun to think about if the roles were reversed. Like, would Mike Trout show up in the playoffs? Would he have won a ring? I don't know. You can't
Those
do
are
that,
fun
really.
things. Those are really fun things to do. It happens more in football, particularly when quarterbacks get drafted in the first round. A lot of it is who's your coach, who are the guys you're surrounded by that can determine either your success or failure. It's not always linear with that stuff, but that's the way it certainly can go about. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun. Mike Trout has one playoff hit. It's a home run against Kansas City in 2014. That's it. That's it. And by the way, Aaron Judge, do you know what he did last year in the playoffs?
I do. I remember that homer right there that we're showing. That was awesome. Off the top of my head, I don't have numbers. I know he swung the bat well. I know
He was
that.
13 of 26.
Okay, very well. 500.
Yeah.
Nailed that.
He has crept up to over 800. He's got 17 homers in 65 playoff games. So you're talking about a better than 1 out of every 4 games. That's pretty damn good against the best pitching around. I do think that earlier in his career it was more the middle. I thought he was okay in the beginning of the play, when he first started in the playoffs. But then he really felt like he was striking out on every good slider imaginable and that you could pitch to him in the playoffs unlike you could in the regular season. But now I feel like maybe that hole's gone.
Hey, you're right, Chris. I mean, the numbers overall now are pretty damn good. I mean, the batting average you'd like to see a little bit higher, but other than that, that's about it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
Well, the reason I think I'll answer my own question about the perceived lack of success is strictly the team he's on. That's it. That's all it is. If we had seen these numbers and he had played for even a good team over the last decade like the Atlanta Braves, but not in the same breath of the New York Yankees. There's two teams we really talk about when we're talking about at the upper crust of the sport. It's the Dodgers and the Yankees. And if you don't produce in those uniforms right now, then your October narrative is going to be totally different than if you're really a great player and you're a really solid postseason player.
I mean, yeah, he had a hell of a series against Toronto, but didn't he strike out to end it? And is that what people remember? Why am I remembering that? He doubled in the ninth. Why did it must have been a game where he struck out.
Yeah.
God, am I part of the problem?
Maybe.
I think I am.
Once again, it's the perceived lack of production.
I don't view Judge like that. I view Judge as like, a top 2 talent in the league, and I have a massive amount of respect for him, but all we ever talk about is that. I feel like that's the discourse on him, so I've bought into it, and I shouldn't.
Fair. Give us a comment. How closely were you watching last night? I'll tell you this. I'll be tuned in because of what happened last night to see if either of them can carry that momentum into game 2 of that series. That's a lot of fun. Trevor admittedly talked about this discourse, this narrative that maybe some people carry with Judge. Fair, unfair, accurate, inaccurate.
Even our own Dan Allen Rourke has had that
at times. And then Mike Trout. How good can he be this year? How good will he be? Lot to get to. We know how good the Dodgers are. They're great. They just keep rolling along. Last night, it was their perceived 6th starter that took center stage.
Here's his 0-2. Up the middle, and he's got it. Justin Robleski pitching the game of his life here.
You are right, Joe Davis. Game of his life, 8 shutout innings, gave up 2 hits, faced just one over the minimum. One over the minimum. With a guy who's not like overpowering. Guess how many swings and misses he had in 8 innings last night?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll give him 10. Interesting.
4.
Interesting. Good defense. 4. Miggy Rowe had some good plays.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I was watching this game, and the guys that kind of took it over were obviously Andy Pajes, who's been just incredible to start the year, and then Robleski. Andy Pajes, they signed as a free agent in 2018. Robleski, they drafted in the 11th round in 2021. So for all the shit the Dodgers get about they just went out and bought this team, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, they bought it because they put themselves in a good position with people that they drafted and signed and then added this talent on top. It's basically what you're supposed to do.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's exactly it, because every team goes through injuries and stuff like that. And when a team misses a guy like Blake Snell, who knows how long it's going to be, 6 weeks or whatever, this guy comes in and stars. And he will accept any role, whether he's a piggyback starter early in the year, like I think he was his first time through, or he's now a starting pitcher. Here's what's going to be interesting, right? Because they've got Yamamoto, they've got Glass now, they've got Robleski, they've got Emmett Sheehan, and they've got Roki. At some point, Blake Snell is going to tell his shoulder to get healthy, and then he'll come back out and be a starter. I mean, Roki, we'll see you. I don't know what
you think.
There's no way you could take a guy like this out of the rotation.
I'm interested to see what they do. Yeah, because it will be able to be Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani. Those are the big four.
Oh, I forgot about Shohei.
Yeah. It'll be those four will be the guys. And then after that, yeah, they got to figure out. They want to have a 6-man rotation. So of Sheehan, Robleski, River Ryan, I think, is on his way back too. Mm-hmm. Gavin Stone is there, and Sasaki. So you have 3 or 4 or 5 other guys to fill 2 spots. I could see them sending Sasaki down and having him figure some stuff out. I could see that. They have enough depth to do it.
I know. That's the way it's going to go.
Yeah.
Unless they end up trading somebody, right? They traded Dustin May last year, and they ended up getting Tibbs, who's been crushing it in AAA.
Yeah.
Now, this would be a different sort of scenario, because I don't know which one of these guys. Dustin May was in his walk year, so it was like the perfect scenario for them, for the Dodgers. They don't have anybody who kind of fits that bill this season. All these guys have multiple years of control that you would think about getting rid of.
Huh.
If the Dodgers needed to fill a hole somewhere too, by the way.
I'm just thinking, there's just no way they transition Sasaki to a bullpen guy.
You mean during the year?
Yes.
I could see it for the last couple weeks of the season.
Yeah, I could see him ramping up for the playoffs if he's going to be cut out of, there's 4 guys you need. He's not going to be one of them. Hey, go to the back to the bullpen, be ready to throw 2 innings type of thing. Mm-hmm. I could see that, but I'm saying before that.
Hey, how interested are you in seeing Edwin Diaz pitch against the Mets? Not just because it's his old team, but his velocity has been down a little bit, and they said, maybe it's something we're going to keep our eye on. Does that worry you, that sort of stuff at this point?
Yeah, velocity is one of the biggest indicators of some arm issues. Yeah, so That does worry me. Am I interested to see him pitch against his old team? I'm always interested to see that. That's always fun. It's nerve-wracking, man. I never really liked it facing my old team, because it's kind of it just adds a little extra pressure that you don't need. And then if you do well, it's great. If you do bad, it sucks.
By the way, hello, Mets. Can we so they got shut out again last night. Is that 3 times in the last 5 games? Let me see here.
They can't hit right now. They got weird stuff going on defensively. Yeah. We talked about Lindor, and I bought into them again because of the offseason, and I just want to believe, and it hurts every year.
So they've lost 6 in a row. They've been shut out in 3 of the last 4. They have scored more than 2 runs only 1 time during the 6-game losing streak. Yeesh.
Lindor to the Braves just makes so much sense, except for same division.
Come on.
If the Braves were in the American League, the trade would have already happened.
Do you find it interesting that Steve Cohen is on this trip?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I didn't know that. Hey, Steve, hit me up. I'll take you out to my favorite restaurant. We'll talk.
Do you think he'd go?
if he knew where I was going to take him and like what we'll do, yeah, he would.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the best meal he's going to have.
Care to share?
Yeah, sure. Ostria Mozza. It's the best.
Oh.
Shout
For
out my
people
boy
that-
Kirby.
Yeah, for people
head
that aren't
chef there.
LAites,
Whew.
it's a good place.
That is. I mean, I don't think I've had better Italian food
Fair?
outside of Italy.
Pretty good. Well, I hope you and Uncle Stevie have a good time.
Okay.
All right, time right now for our blasts of the week. It's presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. We take a look at the 420-foot plus home runs from this past week. We count them up, I guess, from 5 all the way to 1. We're going to start with Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
All right, 443. You know, everything looks good at Camden, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful park. That was the first pitch of the game. That's
Yeah, I think
add
so.
his letters. He added another one. I think he hit 2 onto Utah Street, which is like, I wish righties had something like that. That's like the coolest thing, dude.
You've got the Green Monster.
You don't get a freaking plaque on the street if you hit one
Well-
over the Green Monster. That's so cool.
How about this? Learn to go the opposite way, okay, Trev?
Yeah. I think I asked that question, like how many righties there are. Not many. Who's this? Is this
That's
Bilal?
Brandon Lau,
Yeah.
who has been an incredible trade pickup. This one went
He hit another one
444.
last night.
Yeah. I mean, this one went 444. That's why we're showing it at Wrigley.
Wind
you know what?
dated.
Oh,
It
you
was.
are-
The wind was blowing out this day. I love Bilal. It was awesome.
All right, Trout's second of the game Monday night also went 444. Gosh dang it, that swing, man.
That swing is gorgeous. Little breaking ball action. See ya.
I hope
That's like right in his sweet spot right there.
he's like 95-ish away from 500.
Damn.
Hope we get there. Hey, Kyle Manzardo, slow start for him, 453 in Atlanta for my Cleveland guy.
453?
Yeah, he added like 15 to 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason. He didn't put it all in his mustache.
What was he doing?
I don't know. He was getting jacked.
Send the program, Manzi. Do people call him Manzi?
No.
Okay.
Don't do that. Aaron Judge, 456,
Oh.
his first one last night against the Halos. And is that Kikuchi?
That was.
Yeah, it
Kikuchi.
is. Giving it up.
I thought the other one was better. The
Me
second
too.
one. He pulled down the line.
Me
He's
too.
a stud, man. I need to like spend some time with Aaron Judge to like know him as a person. I don't know anything about him as a person.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
dapped up a few different times back in the day when he probably respected me. I don't think he remembers that, but I do.
I'm sure he respects you. Absolutely. I would say this. He is I think he's hard to get to know for us. In today's world, he's not a social media guru. His post-game interviews are all team related. You know, like people asked him about how much fun it was to go back and forth with Trout, and he said, well, the biggest thing is we got the win. So it's very Jeter-esque in his delivery, and there's no shame in that. But there is obviously a protective wall there where we just, I don't know what type of guy he is.
This is why I got to be in CC's crew. If I'm in CC's crew, I'm in.
Well, you don't get into CC's crew by asking to be in CC's
I
crew.
know. Well, I've tried everything, so I'm like,
You have CC's number?
I'm like, here's CC's crew.
Yeah.
I'm like, right there, just outside of it.
Do you have CC's number?
I don't, but dude, we're like,
Well, I guess
CC
that would
knows-
make me closer to CC's crew than you.
I feel like I'm groveling today. I don't need to be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. It's a bad look for me today. I'm sorry, people.
You're such a groveler. Quick reminder for this MLB season, keep a close eye on the 420-foot plus home runs that unlock your free Baja Blast. You hear me? Free.
420.
420.
Okay.
We're almost at
I see what they
420.
did.
Right now we're at 414. Another 6 days, we'll be at 420. All right. The Astros, even before Monday afternoon's loss to conclude their horrific 10-game road trip, they already lost. They put their shortstop, Jeremy Pena. They put Tetsuya Imai on the IL. He went back to Houston to go get his arm checked out. So Houston's losing players. They are losing games. Make it 8 in a row after they got nailed in Seattle.
Slug. Center field. Back. He's got another one. Josh Naylor has homered on back-to-back pitches.
Everything goes through injuries, you know what I mean? I don't want to attach our failures to injuries. Our failures are because we're playing shitty baseball. Simple as that. There's no way around it. There's no excuse. It's just we're a good club playing bad baseball, and that's what's happening right now. So we just gotta go home, regroup, make adjustments, and play better.
That, of course, is Carlos Correa. I appreciated his interview afterward.
That is a great response. It's
A+.
what you should say, and he says it like he means it. I love him in the clubhouse. I've said that a million times. I think he's a good person for the clubhouse.
Yep. Now, let's dissect what he said. I don't think he's right. Because look at the guys that they've lost. Can I just tell you who they lost on the 10-game road trip alone?
It's not good.
This is incredible who they lost. They lost Hunter Brown, who only finished in the top 3 for Cy Young voting a year ago. Christian Javier, who they were really relying on. Jake Myers, Pena, and Imai. They lost basically a fifth of their roster during a 10-game road trip. Ouch.
It's tough. It's tough right now for the Astros.
So he can't say it as an excuse. And it probably was used as a verbal wake-up call for everybody in the organization. And I also think, by the way, it includes his GM. Like, hey, we have to be better. We have to replace the guys with something better than you're putting here right now. So let's start doing it. But we can look at it and use it as an excuse. Is it an excuse?
So, like, he can't make that happen. So all he can control is, hey, the guys that are in this clubhouse, like, let's go. Like, you're getting an opportunity now. So make the most of your opportunity. Let's play better baseball. We have to, for them to win right now, like, they have to continue to be the offensive team they've been. They've scored the most runs in baseball. They're tied with a few other teams. They've had a bunch of guys have great starts to the year offensively. So they have to continue that. They got to play like perfect defense. They got to really, the run prevention is going to be a big thing. It's going to be tough because they have so many pitchers out. And I don't think they have a lot of help on the way, Chris. I was kind of like looking at their minor league level, like prospects. Like, is there anybody that can come up that's like
they've got Colton Gordon and Spencer Arrighetti, who will arrive shortly to help them out.
They need to make a move. It's just so early to make a move. I think, like there's a few guys out there. I think Giolito is better than what you could bring up right now. So, like, does that interest you? I think it should if they're serious about this year and like kind of like making sure they stay in the fight, weather this storm, because Hunter Brown's not out all year.
No.
And Amai is not going to be out all year. So, like, we need to weather the storm. Well, yeah, hopefully. We need to weather the storm. So, like, you need a stopgap. Go get some guys that can have good big league innings. You can do it. I'm never going to count the Astros out. We've seen them year after year after year after year get counted out and them just be right there. But, yeah, they got to do something, Chris.
Well, for more horrific numbers from this road trip, an ERA over 8 as they went 1-9. They walked 61 batters in less than 83 innings.
Terrible. Hader needs to come back. Like, Brian Abreu hasn't been it. He's walked a million people. Like,
well, Hader isn't even throwing to batters yet, so it's not like he's coming around the corner.
Yeah,
and I don't get this. Offensively, they had a great road trip.
They're crushing the ball.
And they went 1-9. It almost does not make sense at all. So this is their longest losing streak since 2013, right? That's 13 years. That's a long time to go through this. And some people will say, okay, 6-11, nobody's running away with anything in the American League. We should be fine, particularly since we were the last team to start this poorly through 17 games and still make the playoffs. It was 2024. Astros did it. Here's the difference. No Alex Bregman walking through that door. There's no Kyle Tucker walking through that door. Framber Valdez was on that
That's
team.
who. I don't care about the other guys. It's that right there.
Okay.
They don't. What Jordan is doing to the baseball right now, what
Awesome.
Altuve is doing to the baseball, what Christian Walker is doing to the baseball. Like, these guys are having real. This isn't like fluky starts. I mean, I always go to strikeout to walk ratio. Jordan has 16 walks and 8 strikeouts. Altuve has 13 walks to 12 strikeouts. Christian Walker 8 walks to 11 strikeouts. Like, they are having solid starts. The offense is not the problem. They need to find some way to have good big league innings pitched. And I honestly don't know. I don't know the solution.
It's April 13th. April 14th is way too early to call it. I've been known to make certain calls by May 29th before.
And they did that in 2024, remember?
Yes, they did. But I never had this team in the playoffs at the beginning of the year, and I will stick with that. I just don't see it happening.
I won't say that yet. I won't say it yet.
Who's right? Who's wrong? And why? Leave in the comments section. Let's get her going. You can smile based on our next topic. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Twins. They are no joke through 2.5 weeks of this season. They are freaking no joke. They are tied for the best record in the AL after they took it to Garrett Crochet.
Crochet and the Red Sox here tonight, and they're not done. Ryan Kreidler, welcome to Twins territory. He at the facing of the third deck as well.
I mean, we're talking about one of the best pitchers in the game, and we executed our approach about as well as we could do it. I mean, I don't think you could do it any better. So to get off to that start, it was fun to watch, and then the energy in our dugout, it was palpable. I mean, they were after it, they were into it, and it was really cool to see.
Just to clean up his line for Crochet, 1 2/3, 11 runs, no strikeouts. How the hell did that happen?
I mean, obviously the first thing you go to is they might have had a tell on Garrett Crochet. He does do some like in and out of the glove stuff at the top of his wind up. I have not dove into the video yet. I was watching the game as I was coaching my youth team yesterday. It was very exciting to see all the runs go up, but I haven't watched the video. And even if I did, I'm not saying anything because they play again in May. I don't know. Like, some people were talking. I was listening to Will Middlebrooks talk a little bit on the Red Sox broadcast about how, hey, man, like everything was kind of coming into the Twins hitters, the right-handers, and they were just turning on it. Sweepers, cutters, everything. But no strikeouts. Barreling the ball up the way they did. I'm sorry. It smells funny. And you know what? I believe, I'm looking this up right now, I believe he had a similar start in Minnesota last year as well. So it could be something that they've had forever on this guy. There was a similar situation with Chris Sale back in the day. I'm just saying. That's too crazy of a line. It's too crazy of a line. I know, like, some of the velo was down, the stuff wasn't playing, whatever it is. No strikeouts. And that type of production, Ryan Kreidler, love you, man. Saw you working in the offseason with Brad Boyer out here at the YMCA in Westlake. You're going third deck of Garrett Crochet.
Okay, well, maybe we can just believe on the plucky little Twins.
I'm not saying I don't believe in the Twins. I'm saying that's a fishy line, Chris.
Okay, but consider what they've done against 3 of the best left-handers in the sport. Crochet, they dropped 4 runs on Tarek Skubal, way different than 11, but 4 runs against Tarek Skubal, that's pretty good. They put 6 on Framber Valdez in a first inning alone. So maybe this is one of the better right-handed hitting lineups that we have in the sport.
Well, that was the biggest thing coming into the season. We couldn't hit lefties. That's been the talk. Lefties had owned the Twins. So I don't know. Hey, new hitting coach, couple new players. I don't know what it is. I'm down for it, though. They've actually started to let some of the lefties face the lefties. Shout out Shelty for that. I don't know. I'm riding the wave right now, Chris.
They did last night without Royce Lewis, one of their predominant right-handed hitters when he's right. So I know that you've got your Twins colored glasses on, but just work with me here. When can we start believing with this team? Like, do you have to see it through the month of May in order to say, yeah, they're not going to be as bad as the predictions had them?
Yeah, we got to continue to go. Even last year, I believe they had a 13-game win streak, and then the wheels kind of fell off. It's way too early for any, and I'm not just talking about the Twins, for any team. Like, I get that there are some teams that feel inevitable. The Dodgers are going to be the Dodgers. They're going to win a ton of games. I think the Mariners are going to win a ton of games. You can go on and on. I don't have the Twins there yet. Like, the bullpen has been hot hand. See what we got. The rotation has been great for the most part. We've had some real surprises there early on. Shout out Taj Bradley. But yeah, we got to continue to go. If I'm in that clubhouse, I'm saying we ain't done anything yet, boys. Head down, working hard. Let's go.
Well, here's the reason why I don't think they're going to finish. I mean, if they have a great year, I think it's third. If they have the kind of year I expect them to have, I think it's fourth.
Dude, great year is not third place in the AL Central.
I think so.
Okay.
Well, here's why. Joe Ryan, check. All-star, I'm in.
Yeah.
Taj Bradley, we've already discussed him. Even if we feel like he has turned a career corner, awesome. Rest of the rotation, Bailey Ober, awesome against my Guardians. Rest of the league, fine. Woods Richardson, interesting. Some really impressive games, some where it looks like he's never thrown a baseball. McAble, we don't know. Incomplete scorecard. Here's where it's going to get ugly at some point. This bullpen traded away, among the guys they traded away were Duran, Jax, Stewart, and Varland, who were all under control for this year. All of them. So if the Twins have 2 good months, and then it goes to, you know what, because of the pen, fans are going to say, man, there's some of those guys we should never have traded away because they really could have helped.
There's a couple guys. I mean, look, I understand that, but the bullpen is one of the easiest things to go get at a deadline. The bullpen is something that the Twins have had success with in the past. That's why they were able to trade all of them last year, and they got legit players back for the. Think about the people they brought back for the bullpen. They brought back controllable starting pitchers.
Yes.
So they've been able to develop bullpen pieces. There's guys like Azebi Matthews could go into the pen. Connor Prelip's at AAA. That the guy Kenji Rojas, who I believe was part of the Varland deal. He came from the Blue Jays, left-handed guy.
Okay.
There's people. I agree that they're going to have to make some adjustments in the bullpen, but that's way better than having to find 3 starting pitchers.
True.
So
yeah, they
I
don't
know.
get Taj Bradley.
I'm not saying the Twins are going to win the division right now. They need to continue to work, but I'm also not saying a great season is third place for them.
I think that if they play to the best of this team's ability, I think they max out at third place.
And what say you of the Guardians?
Probably about the same, maybe second.
You know what? That's your Cleveland. Leave it in Cleveland. Don't bring that to Minnesota.
My Cleveland negativity?
Yes.
Okay.
Minnesota, Minneapolis in particular needs some positivity right now, and I'm bringing it.
Okay. You can have it. That's why I let you have your topic. They have been fun, and congrats to Byron Buxton, who became Target Field's all-time home run leader.
We're not going to talk about the Guardians?
What's that?
Let me talk about the Guardians. Just real quick.
Yeah?
They had another Guardians game last night.
Yeah.
Daniel Schneemann with a 2-run single. Brian Rocchio with a solo homer. Austin Hedges with a sac fly. I mean, that's it.
Have you noticed how good an offensive start Hedges is off to?
Love it. Quan at the end with an insurance 2-run single. I mean, Gavin Williams on the bump doing his thing. It was perfect. That was as Cleveland as it gets right there.
Yeah, and I want to get to more of that game, but it's because of what happened on the other side. But first, I want to tell you that today's episode, it's sponsored by Lids, and we got something really fun for you. Remember the Simpsons episode where Homer makes a bat out of the tree? It got struck by lightning. It's called Wonder Bat. Griffey was in the episode. Roger Clemens, Wade Boggs, Don Mattingly, Darryl Strawberry, all-time crossover episode. Well, that has officially come to life because it's The Simpsons times MLB times New Era collection is out right now. It's exclusively at Lids. We're talking hats and apparel that pulls directly from the episode in the broader Simpsons universe. Your team's logo is floating in the Springfield sky. Designs inspired by Wonderbat, even Krusty the Clown pieces if you want something with a little more personality. They got all 30 teams covered, multiple styles, so whether you want something subtle or something that really stands out, there's an option waiting just for you. So if you're a baseball fan and a Simpsons fan, it's the no-brainer of a lifetime. All you have to do is head to your local Lids, check it out online if you want to do that. It's a limited collection, though, so once they're gone, they are Gone. So get 15% off your next in-store headwear or apparel purchase by texting TODAY, that is TODAY, to the number 29017. Once again, that is TODAY to 29017. Plouffe and I both have them. They are cool lids. I just brought mine on the trip back east. Loved every bit of it. Yes, sir.
They accidentally sent me a box that they were supposed to send to Jimmy. So I got this massive wooden box with like the Simpsons Yankees hat. I have a shirt. I think a couple different hats. I have the bat.
Why don't you show
What
it
do I
off
do with
next
it?
time
What do I do with that?
First of all, you show it off on the show.
I'll bring it out next time.
Yes, please.
And then I'm thinking I got to do a giveaway. I can't keep that. These things on eBay are going like crazy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm hanging on to my hat.
Should I hang on to the box or should I give it away? Maybe to a Baseball Today listener. We'll think about it.
Ooh, well, let's just first show
Dan
off the
Rourke,
goods.
you're not in, Dan.
Show off the goods. Show off the goods. All right. So you mentioned about my Guardians. They win as they continue their road trip. They lost their first series in Atlanta. Now they take care of the St. Louis Cardinals. But Jordan Walker continues to mash.
He doesn't want to look back. He just wants to stay positive and keep it simple, Chip.
He just did it. Another homer. Line drive bullet from Jordan Walker, his 8th.
Major League leading 8th this year. Do you think the 23-year-old has finally arrived?
I mean, it looks great. If you want to see a nice savant page, go look at Jordan Walker's from this year. It's incredible. I mean, it is blood red. I mean, do I think he's arrived? Yeah. Everything looks so calm, confident in the box, and it's kind of, I mean, that's a great sign for the Cardinals. And this was kind of the year, like, let's figure out who we got, and Jordan Walker's like, you got me. So, like, that's a really nice thing for Cardinals fans to have, and I want to see where it goes. I mean, look, we're 3 weeks into the season. It looks incredible. I like the Twins. I want to see it for a little longer. I do. It looks great. I'm not hating on Jordan Walker. I think he's gonna. From what it looks like to me in the box, it looks sustainable. But I do want to see it continue. I want to see it continue. I think that's a fair assessment.
Sure. But let's remember a few things based on whether or not he's arrived. We have to go back and see where he has been.
Yeah.
Right? He came up as a 20-year-old, and he is have you ever stood near him?
I don't think so.
He is a beast of a human. And apparently, I've talked to Katie Wu about him. Just like a lovely guy. You know, like super smart, great kid. And I'm not going to sit here and say the Cardinals mismanaged him because we have seen plenty of guys go up and down. Well, I don't know.
I think
wasn't behind it.
I don't remember if it was
felt like
last year or the year before. I feel like they did mismanage it a little bit.
I felt that way too, right?
Was it last year?
Well, I think he was hurt a little bit last year.
At
Was
the
he
beginning
not?
of last year, he was riding like an 8-game hitting streak, and they sent him down. Was that last year or the year before? That was 2024, yeah.
So 2023, he bursts on the scene as a 20-year-old, and he hits 16 homers in 117 games. Pretty good. Not bad. There were still a lot of holes in his game. Then combine the last 2 years, he played a full season, 162 games. You know how many homers he hit? 11.
Yeah.
His OPS plus was 68. That was one of the worst in baseball for anybody that had 500 plate appearances over that 2-year span. He just wasn't getting it at all. And now I think the nice thing is he knows he's not in danger of losing a job or being sent down because this is it. Like, we got to see if you can do it. So go swim. Be the guy.
Yeah, he's made some adjustments to kind of like that he should have made a long time ago. He's a power guy. Okay, you're a power guy, and sometimes you got to just know what you are and then work on those, like work on your strengths. So, what does a power guy need to do? Well, he needs to elevate the ball. He's done that much better this year. You need to like use your body. It looks like to me like he's kind of staying like loaded a little longer, or like he's loading more. He's more like in his back leg, which allows him to elevate the ball a little more. Like the attack angle is better this year. Some of the hand placement stuff, it looks just a little bit more relaxed, a little closer to the body, which is giving him some more time to see pitches, which is allowing him to have better swing decisions. Like all that just kind of comes with a little bit of time in the big leagues. And then also, again, yeah, like realizing who you are as a hitter and saying, all right, I'm not a gap to gap guy. I'm a put it in the air type of guy. I'm 6'6", 250. Let's use that. So I think it looks great right now.
8 homers in his first 16 games. The only Cardinal to have a better home run rate the first 16 games of a year, Albert Pujols in 2006, which is the year he topped out at a personal best 49 homers. Give me one other young player who maybe has been around the game a little bit, or at least as a name we'd be familiar with, has had a shot at the major leagues that you think has a chance to take off this year.
I fudged this one a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't fudge it. I think my guy's a little too old for this. I was going to go C.J. Abrams at first. He's off to a nice start. Good for him. I ended up going with O'Neal Cruz. He's 27. Is that too old?
Well, we talked about him yesterday.
I know, but I started to kind of go into it and found out that he hired a left-handed BP thrower in the offseason.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because that's been his kind of kryptonite, like, hitting lefties.
Yeah.
And I just think taking the initiative to do that, to really kind of correct a weakness and to say during the offseason, I'm going to work on this. And then early on in the season, people were kind of complaining about, well, his left-handed swing looks great now, but his right-handed swing is hitting right-handers, he was struggling against. And then over the last week, he's just completely done it. I think he's 1-dotting against lefties, and he's like 950 against righties. So he's kind of come full circle. I just like guys that go out and proactively fix something in the offseason. Hiring a lefty BP pitcher seems like it'd be like a simple thing to do, but guys don't do it.
I'm going to go with a guy that's very close to home because I think he's going to have a chance, and it's George Valera of the Guardians. He just got brought up. He injured, I think, his hamstring at the end of camp. He was probably going to be like the opening day left fielder, and they were going to put Kwan in center. Part of the reason that they want Kwan in center is because they want this guy's bat in the lineup. And I know it's weird. They're going to have 3 left-handed hitting outfielders. The corner guys, if you put Valera and DeLauder out there, are not like great defenders. But this is a home run swing last year against the Tigers. And for years, he was like 1 or 2 or 3 in terms of Guardians prospects. And then he wasn't performing at his best. He was constantly injured. And in fact, they non-tendered him. Anybody could have had him at the end of 2024. Ended up re-signing minor league deal. Finally made it to the show last year. He's got a really good eye. He puts together at bats. And if there is an organization that is starved for outfield help, it's the Guardians. And in fact, it's going to be one of the reasons that they might trade Kwan this year. That's part of the reason they put Kwan in center, is to make him more marketable for other teams. We know you got a Gold Glover in left if you want that, but in a year, we talked about this yesterday, there aren't great center fielders in the sport right now. But if you could have a guy that's productive and a really good playoff at bat, Stephen Kwan's the guy. And part of the reason they would be comfortable with this is because I think they feel like they could put Valera's bat in the outfield every day.
Interesting. How much is Kwan going to make in free agency?
He's 2 years from it, so it'll be hard to tell.
Why not try to lock this guy up? Because I don't have him as somebody that's going to, like, he's a great player, but I don't have him as somebody that's going to demand like a crazy figure.
Because they don't extend that many players. They extended, I mean, outside of Jose, he's his own category. Jimenez is one guy they did it for, and they ended up trading him. Right?
I just feel like, okay, this is my thought process on Kwan. He seems like a true Guardian type player. Like, he fits just like Jose Ramirez fits in that city and for that team. Like, he is everything that they want him to be. Go sign him now. If you want to trade him, now he's on a fixed salary. I feel like it's even better for teams. But if you don't want to trade him, then you have him locked up. I feel like that's a play for the Guardians. And now you have to convince Stephen Kwan to do it.
Yep.
Can't be some BS number.
No, and I think it's a fair thought. I agree with everything you just said, including even if you wanted to trade him. Well, we saw that with Jimenez, who had a 9-figure deal. I don't think that's what Steven gets.
They did do that, didn't they? I forgot that they were the ones that gave him that deal.
Mm-hmm. They gave him an extension a year after he had like an 837 OPS, and he was a Platinum Award winner and the whole bit. So they were like, well, he's only going to get better, and it didn't. It dipped off.
He's hitting this year? I think he is.
What?
He's hitting this year. 772 right now, yeah.
He always hits the first few weeks of the year. He did it last year with Toronto. He was hitting cleanup for Toronto a year ago, the first couple of weeks.
What did he end up last year? I'm looking.
Not
598 OPS. Oof.
Yeah, not good. Not good. All right, so maybe throw a few other names in there, people that you've heard about. You're like, okay, we're kind of waiting for you to break through. Maybe this 2026 is the season. So there you go. All right, everybody back in session. We send our best to our buddy Christian Yelich, who it sounds like is going to be out a month with that hamstring strain. That sucks.
Oh, yeah. Sending our best.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man, he knows what to do.
Rest.
Yeah. Rice.
What?
You know what that is? Rest, ice, compression, elevation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Non-athlete. You're talking to a non-athlete.
Okay.
Sorry. All right, that'll do it for today. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you Wednesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.